0 fok.
0 degree. 0 degree.
1 ajtó.
1 door. 1 door.
2 ablak.
2 windows. 2 windows.
3 ház.
3 houses. 3 houses.
4 autó.
4 cars. 4 cars.
5 könyv.
5 books. 5 books.
6 asztal.
6 tables. 6 tables.
7 kutya.
7 dogs. 7 dogs.
8 ember.
8 people. 8 people.
9 táska.
9 bags. 9 bags.
10 fa.
10 trees. 10 trees.
A magyar ABC. A, A, B, C, C, D, DZ, DZ, E, E, F, G, G, H, I, I, J, K, L, Y, M, N, N, O, O, Ö, Ö, P, Q, R, S, S, T, T, U, U, Ü, Ü, V, W, X, Y, Z, Z.
The English alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. The English alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Hétfőn.
On Monday. On Monday.
Kedden.
On Tuesday. On Tuesday.
Szerdán.
On Wednesday. On Wednesday.
Csütörtökön.
On Thursday. On Thursday.
Pénteken.
On Friday. On Friday.
Szombaton.
On Saturday. On Saturday.
Vasárnap.
On Sunday. On Sunday.
Citromsárga banán.
Yellow banana. Yellow banana.
Fekete doboz.
Black box. Black box.
Fehér papír.
White paper. White paper.
Piros rózsa.
Red rose. Red rose.
Narancssárga kosárlabda.
Orange basketball. Orange basketball.
Rózsaszín tulipán.
Pink tulip. Pink tulip.
Lila ibolya.
Purple violet. Purple violet.
Szürke felhő.
Gray cloud. Gray cloud.
Zöld fű.
Green grass. Green grass.
Barna medve.
Brown bear. Brown bear.
Kék ég.
Blue sky. Blue sky.
És.
And. And.
De.
But. But.
Vagy.
Or. Or.
Mert.
Because. Because.
Jó reggelt.
Good morning. Good morning.
Jó napot.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Jó estét.
Good evening. Good evening.
Jó éjszakát.
Good night. Good night.
Szia!
Hello. Hello.
Viszlát!
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Itt!
Here. Here.
Ott!
There. There.
Nyáron!
In summer. In summer.
Télen!
In winter. In winter.
Ősszel!
In autumn. In autumn.
Tavasszal!
In spring. In spring.
Januárban!
In January. In January.
Februárban!
In February. In February.
Márciusban!
In March. In March.
Áprilisban!
In April. In April.
Májusban!
In May. In May.
Júniusban!
In June. In June.
Júliusban!
In July. In July.
Augusztusban!
In August. In August.
Szeptemberben!
In September. In September.
Októberben!
In October. In October.
Novemberben!
In November. In November.
Decemberben!
In December. In December.
Tegnap!
Yesterday. Yesterday.
Ma!
Today. Today.
Holnap!
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Most!
Now. Now.
Reggel!
In the morning. In the morning.
Délután!
In the afternoon. In the afternoon.
Este!
In the evening. In the evening.
Éjszaka!
At night. At night.
Éjfélkor!
At midnight. At midnight.
Délben.
At noon. At noon.
Jövő héten.
Next week. Next week.
Jövő hónapban.
Next month. Next month.
Jövőre.
Next year. Next year.
Múlt héten.
Last week. Last week.
Múlt hónapban.
Last month. Last month.
Tavaly.
Last year. Last year.
A ház.
The house. The house.
A szoba.
The room. The room.
A nappali.
The living room. The living room.
A konyha.
The kitchen. The kitchen.
Az étkező.
The dining room. The dining room.
A fürdőszoba.
The bathroom. The bathroom.
A WC.
The toilet. The toilet.
A hálószoba.
The bedroom. The bedroom.
A garázs.
The garage. The garage.
A kert.
The garden. The garden.
A szüleim.
My parents. My parents.
A nagyszüleim.
My grandparents. My grandparents.
A lányom.
My daughter. My daughter.
A fiad.
Your son. Your son.
A kisbabád.
Your baby. Your baby.
A barátod.
Your friend. Your friend.
A barátnője. Hímnem.
His girlfriend. His girlfriend.
Az unokatestvére.
His cousin. His cousin.
A családja.
His family. His family.
A barátja, nőnem.
Her boyfriend. Her boyfriend.
A fiú testvére.
Her brother. Her brother.
A lány testvére.
Her sister. Her sister.
A neve, semleges nem.
Its name. Its name.
A feje,
Its head. Its head.
a lába,
Its leg. Its leg.
a kezeink,
Our hands. Our hands.
a karjaink,
Our arms. Our arms.
a hajunk,
Our hair. Our hair.
a hasatok,
Your stomachs. Your stomachs.
a hátatok,
Your backs. Your backs.
az orrotok,
Your noses. Your noses.
a füleik,
Their ears. Their ears.
a szájuk,
Their mouths. Their mouths.
a szemük,
Their eyes. Their eyes.
nyugat,
West. West.
észak,
North. North.
kelet,
East. East.
dél,
South. South.
citrom, citromok,
Lemon. Lemons. Lemon. Lemons.
alma, almák,
Apple. Apples. Apple. Apples.
labda, labdák,
Ball. Balls. Ball. Balls.
bicikli, biciklik,
Bicycle. Bicycles. Bicycle. Bicycles.
jegy, jegyek,
Ticket. Tickets. Ticket. Tickets.
kulcs, kulcsok,
key, keys. Key, keys.
Karóra, karórák.
Watch, watches. Watch, watches.
Gyerek, gyerekek.
Child, children. Child, children.
Férfi, férfiak.
Man, men. Man, men.
Nő, nők.
Woman, women. Woman, women.
Sok. Megszámlálhatatlan, megszámlálható.
Much, many. Much, many.
Kevés. Megszámlálhatatlan, megszámlálható.
Little, few. Little, few.
Jó, rossz.
Good, bad. Good, bad.
Könnyű, nehéz.
Easy, difficult. Easy, difficult.
Régi, új.
Old, new. Old, new.
Magas, alacsony.
Tall, short. Tall, short.
Közel, távol.
Near, far. Near, far.
Olcsó, drága.
Cheap, expensive. Cheap, expensive.
Csodálatos, borzalmas.
Wonderful, terrible. Wonderful, terrible.
Reggeli,
Breakfast. Breakfast.
ebéd.
Lunch. Lunch.
Vacsora,
Dinner. Dinner.
igen.
Yes. Yes.
Nem.
No. No.
Bal,
Left. Left.
jobb.
Right. Right.
Ez a macska.
This cat. This cat.
Ez a kenyér.
This bread. This bread.
Ez a tej.
This milk. This milk.
Az a vaj.
That butter. That butter.
Az a kés.
That knife. That knife.
Az a lekvár.
That jam. That jam.
Ezek a parkok.
These parks. These parks.
Ezek a tavak.
These lakes. These lakes.
Ezek a hegyek.
These mountains. These mountains.
Azok a folyók.
Those rivers. Those rivers.
Azok a bokrok.
Those bushes. Those bushes.
Azok a dombok.
Those hills. Those hills.
Egy fiú.
A boy. A boy.
Egy lány.
A girl. A girl.
Egy férfi.
A man. A man.
Egy nő.
A woman. A woman.
Kinek a... Kié?
Whose? Whose?
Mi? Mit?
What? What?
Hol? Hová?
Where? Where?
Mikor?
When? When?
Melyik?
Which? Which?
Miért?
Why? Why?
Mennyi? Megszámlálhatatlan.
How much? How much?
Mennyi? Megszámlálható.
How many? How many?
Hogyan?
How? How?
Én amerikai vagyok.
I am American. I am American.
Én nem vagyok amerikai.
I am not American. I am not American.
Én amerikai vagyok.
Am I American? Am I American?
Te magyar vagy.
You are Hungarian. You are Hungarian.
Te nem vagy magyar.
You aren't Hungarian. You aren't Hungarian.
Te magyar vagy.
Are you Hungarian? Are you Hungarian?
Ő német.
He is German. He is German.
Ő nem német.
He isn't German. He isn't German.
Ő német.
Is he German? Is he German?
Ő spanyol.
She is Spanish. She is Spanish.
Ő nem spanyol.
She isn't Spanish. She isn't Spanish.
Ő spanyol.
Is she Spanish? Is she Spanish?
Ez angol.
It is English. It is English.
Ez nem angol.
It isn't English. It isn't English.
Ez angol.
Is it English? Is it English?
Mi franciák vagyunk.
We are French. We are French.
Mi nem vagyunk franciák.
We aren't French. We aren't French.
Mi franciák vagyunk.
Are we French? Are we French?
Ti oroszok vagytok.
You are Russian. You are Russian.
Ti nem vagytok oroszok.
You aren't Russian. You aren't Russian.
Ti oroszok vagytok.
Are you Russian? Are you Russian?
Ők olaszok.
They are Italian. They are Italian.
Ők nem olaszok.
They aren't Italian. They aren't Italian.
Ők olaszok.
Are they Italian? Are they Italian?
A városban.
In the city. In the city.
A faluban.
In the village. In the village.
Az országban.
In the country. In the country.
Az íróasztalon.
On the desk. On the desk.
A tányéron.
On the plate. On the plate.
A zongorán.
On the piano. On the piano.
Az anyukámmal.
With my mother. With my mother.
Az apukámmal.
With my father. With my father.
A testvéreimmel.
With my siblings. With my siblings.
Só nélkül.
Without salt. Without salt.
Cukor nélkül.
Without sugar. Without sugar.
Tej nélkül.
Without milk. Without milk.
A boltból.
From the shop. From the shop.
Innen.
From here. From here.
Otthonról.
From home. From home.
Görögországba.
To Greece. To Greece.
Az iskolába.
To the school. To the school.
A moziba.
To the cinema. To the cinema.
A film előtt.
Before the film. Before the film.
Vacsora előtt.
Before dinner. Before dinner.
Az esküvő előtt.
Before the wedding. Before the wedding.
A koncert után.
After the concert. After the concert.
A meccs után.
After the match. After the match.
Munka után.
After work. After work.
A fa alatt.
Under the tree. Under the tree.
A szék alatt.
Under the chair. Under the chair.
A takaró alatt.
Under the blanket. Under the blanket.
A bank előtt.
In front of the bank. In front of the bank.
A posta előtt.
In front of the post office. In front of the post office.
A templom előtt.
In front of the church. In front of the church.
A múzeum mellett.
Next to the museum. Next to the museum.
A piac mellett.
Next to the market. Next to the market.
A bank mellett.
Next to the bank. Next to the bank.
A színház mögött.
Behind the theater. Behind the theater.
A vonatállomás mögött.
Behind the train station. Behind the train station.
Az élelmiszer áruház mögött.
Behind the supermarket. Behind the supermarket.
A számítógép és a toll között.
Between the computer and the pen. Between the computer and the pen.
A telefon és a lámpa között.
Between the phone and the lamp. Between the phone and the lamp.
Az ágy és a polc között.
Between the bed and the shelf. Between the bed and the shelf.
Az állatkerttel szemben.
Opposite the zoo. Opposite the zoo.
Az étteremmel szemben.
Opposite the restaurant. Opposite the restaurant.
A rendőrséggel szemben.
Opposite the police station. Opposite the police station.
5 órától 10 óráig.
From 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. From 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock.
Három órától 9 óráig.
From 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. From 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock.
A garázsból a házba.
From the garage to the house. From the garage to the house.
A koncert közben.
During the concert. During the concert.
A film közben.
During the film. During the film.
A nyaralásunk alatt.
During our holiday. During our holiday.
Mi a neved?
What is your name? What is your name?
A nevem Linda White.
My name is Linda White. My name is Linda White.
Hány éves vagy?
How old are you? How old are you?
25 éves vagyok.
I'm 25 years old. I'm 25 years old.
Hol laksz?
Where do you live? Where do you live?
Budapesten lakom.
I live in Budapest. I live in Budapest.
Mi a munkád?
What is your job? What is your job?
Fodrász vagyok.
I am a hairdresser. I am a hairdresser.
Tudok aludni.
I can sleep. I can sleep.
Nem tudok aludni.
I can't sleep. I can't sleep.
Tudok aludni.
Can I sleep? Can I sleep?
Tudsz írni.
You can write. You can write.
Nem tudsz írni.
You can't write. You can't write.
Tudsz írni.
Can you write? Can you write?
Tud olvasni.
He can read. He can read.
Nem tud olvasni.
He can't read. He can't read.
Tud olvasni.
Can he read? Can he read?
Tud beszélni.
She can speak. She can speak.
Nem tud beszélni.
She can't speak. She can't speak.
Tud beszélni.
Can she speak? Can she speak?
Tud játszani.
It can play. It can play.
Nem tud játszani.
It can't play. It can't play.
Tud játszani?
Can it play? Can it play?
Tudunk enni.
We can eat. We can eat.
Nem tudunk enni.
We can't eat. We can't eat.
Tudunk enni.
Can we eat? Can we eat?
Tudtok inni.
You can drink. You can drink.
Nem tudtok inni.
You can't drink. You can't drink.
Tudtok inni.
Can you drink? Can you drink?
Tudnak táncolni.
They can dance. They can dance.
Nem tudnak táncolni.
They can't dance. They can't dance.
Tudnak táncolni.
Can they dance? Can they dance?
11 kacsa.
11 ducks. 11 ducks.
12 elefánt.
12 elephants. 12 elephants.
13 ló.
13 horses. 13 horses.
14 madár.
14 birds. 14 birds.
15 csirke.
15 chickens. 15 chickens.
16 tehén.
16 cows. 16 cows.
17 hamburger.
17 hamburgers. 17 hamburgers.
18 őszi barack.
18 peaches. 18 peaches.
19 narancs.
19 oranges. 19 oranges.
20 pizza.
20 pizzas. 20 pizzas.
21 répa.
21 carrots. 21 carrots.
22 paradicsom.
22 tomatoes. 22 tomatoes.
30 óra.
30 hours. 30 hours.
31 perc.
31 minutes. 31 minutes.
32 másodperc.
32 seconds. 32 seconds.
40 póló.
40 t-shirts. 40 t-shirts.
50 pulóver.
50 pullovers. 50 pullovers.
60 kabát.
60 coats. 60 coats.
70 öv.
70 belts. 70 belts.
80 nadrág.
80 trousers. 80 trousers.
90 ruha.
90 dresses. 90 dresses.
100 cipő.
100 shoes. 100 shoes.
1000 kép.
1,000 pictures. 1,000 pictures.
1 millió csillag.
1,000,000 stars. 1,000,000 stars.
1 milliárd dollár.
$1 billion. $1 billion.
Van egy virágom.
I have a flower. I have a flower.
Van egy virágod.
You have a flower. You have a flower.
Van egy virága. Hímnem.
He has a flower. He has a flower.
Van egy virága. Nőnem.
She has a flower. She has a flower.
Van egy virága. Semleges nem.
It has a flower. It has a flower.
Van egy virágunk.
We have a flower. We have a flower.
Van egy virágotok.
You have a flower. You have a flower.
Van egy viráguk.
They have a flower. They have a flower.
Nincs tortám.
I don't have a cake. I don't have a cake.
Nincs tortád.
You don't have a cake. You don't have a cake.
Nincs tortája.
He doesn't have a cake. He doesn't have a cake.
Nincs tortája.
She doesn't have a cake. She doesn't have a cake.
Nincs tortája.
It doesn't have a cake. It doesn't have a cake.
Nincs tortánk.
We don't have a cake. We don't have a cake.
Nincs tortátok.
You don't have a cake. You don't have a cake.
Nincs tortájuk.
They don't have a cake. They don't have a cake.
Van kisállatom.
Do I have a pet? Do I have a pet?
Van kisállatod.
Do you have a pet? Do you have a pet?
Van kisállata.
Does he have a pet? Does he have a pet?
Van kisállata.
Does she have a pet? Does she have a pet?
Van kisállata.
Does it have a pet? Does it have a pet?
Van kisállatunk.
Do we have a pet? Do we have a pet?
Van kisállatotok.
Do you have a pet? Do you have a pet?
Van kisállatuk.
Do they have a pet? Do they have a pet?
Első.
First. First.
Második.
Second. Second.
Harmadik.
Third. Third.
Negyedik.
Fourth. Fourth.
Ötödik.
Fifth. Fifth.
Hatodik.
Sixth. Sixth.
7.
Seventh. Seventh.
8.
Eighth. Eighth.
9.
Ninth. Ninth.
10.
Tenth. Tenth.
Nagyon okos.
Very clever. Very clever.
Nagyon fiatal.
Very young. Very young.
Nagyon fontos.
Very important. Very important.
Mindig.
Always. Always.
Soha.
Never. Never.
Néha.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Általában.
Usually. Usually.
Gyakran.
Often. Often.
Ritkán.
Rarely. Rarely.
Minden nap.
Every day. Every day.
Minden héten.
Every week. Every week.
Minden évben.
Every year. Every year.
Ádám kalapja.
Adam's hat. Adam's hat.
A nő szoknyája.
The woman's skirt. The woman's skirt.
Kati és János motorja.
Kate and John's motorbike. Kate and John's motorbike.
Otthon voltam.
I was at home. I was at home.
Nem voltam otthon.
I wasn't at home. I wasn't at home.
Otthon voltam.
Was I at home? Was I at home?
Fáradt voltál.
You were tired. You were tired.
Nem voltál fáradt.
You weren't tired. You weren't tired.
Fáradt voltál.
Were you tired? Were you tired?
Egyedül volt.
He was alone. 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 He was alone.
Nem volt egyedül.
He wasn't alone. He wasn't alone.
Egyedül volt.
Was he alone? Was he alone?
A szobában volt.
She was in the room. She was in the room.
Nem volt a szobában.
She wasn't in the room. She wasn't in the room.
A szobában volt.
Was she in the room? Was she in the room?
Sötét volt.
It was dark. It was dark.
Nem volt sötét.
It wasn't dark. It wasn't dark.
Sötét volt.
Was it dark? Was it dark?
Boldogok voltunk.
We were happy. We were happy.
Nem voltunk boldogok.
We weren't happy. We weren't happy.
Boldogok voltunk.
Were we happy? Were we happy?
Amerikában voltatok.
You were in America. You were in America.
Nem voltatok Amerikában.
You weren't in America. You weren't in America.
Amerikában voltatok.
Were you in America? Were you in America?
Együtt voltak.
They were together. They were together.
Nem voltak együtt.
They weren't together. They weren't together.
Együtt voltak.
Were they together? Were they together?